Thank y'all so much for being here. We are live from the car at a undisclosed elementary school in Middle Tennessee. Oh, that's as specific as I'll get. Hello, Kathleen. Hope you're still on the stream. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate everybody being here. I'll let a couple of people get in. It is a beautiful day here in Middle Tennessee. I believe it's about 68 degrees. Winds are light and variable. And make sure everybody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me correctly. I've got the mic right there. So, and I turned it up a little bit. I did a little tweaking with the mic so we can hopefully hear what I'm saying. But I've got some of the windows open, so you might get some car sounds and some kid sounds and all sorts of different stuff. This is Carline Conversations. I like to do this every Friday and talk a little bit about EDC. Most of the time, I've got stuff to talk about. Most of the time. But sometimes I don't. But this week and next week, we've got plenty of stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about some Sheildon knives here. And we'll be talking about, I'll give you a little preview of what's going to be happening there. Sound off if you are in the chat and tell me where you're watching from. I'll give you a shout out. And we're going to start to try to do some giveaways on the live stream. And I'll be announcing some of those probably next week. I've got a really interesting November planned for the channel. I'm really looking forward to it. And really looking forward to talking to you about all the stuff. And I do mean all the stuff that they have sent me. Sheildon sent me 4 different knives we're going to talk about today. Next week on the live stream, we're going to talk about multi-tools. And not anything comprehensive. I do want to say, hey, Lewisburg, Tennessee, from the Berg. How you doing, John? Good to see you, John. Jordan, good to see you. Jojo, good morning. Afternoon for me, that's correct. That's correct. Watching from Sin City, Las Vegas. Sin City. Las Vegas is cool. City that never sleeps. I'm doing very well. Going on a fall retreat with our church with my oldest boy for the first time. He's going to be 18 years old. Or 18, what am I talking about? 13. He is 13. Just turned 13. So I guess I'm thinking of somebody else, but he's definitely not 18. Good grief. All right, can everybody hear me okay? Mike's right here. We're going to go ahead and get started. I've got usually about 30-35 minutes for live streams. Tell me if you're one, enjoying the videos on the channel, and 2, tell me if you are enjoying these live streams. And if you are, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything. You should help me out there. We're going to be talking about some next week. I'll give you a preview for next week. I've got a couple of 711L. You ever heard those guys? Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. 711L videos, or 711L tools. We've got, and I'll just give you a preview. You've seen it before. I'll just give you a preview of a new NexTool multi-tool. I've got another NexTool multi-tool. I'll tell you guys, things are really picking up. I don't say yes to every EDC item that is sent my way. I don't say yes to every proposal. But when it pertains to EDC, and if it is close to EDC, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about that, but also we're going to be talking about how to integrate some of these 711 tools on the Leatherman Arc next week. And so, yeah, Castle Knight, I am just now discovering that 711L has some really cool little things and gadgets and stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing that. So I try to show a preview. I try to post it Thursday afternoon or Friday morning about the thumbnail and the preview for the live stream that day. And so you'll be able to see. I don't mind if something's not interesting to you, then you don't have to tune in. But I enjoy just talking to you guys and you guys coming into the chat and telling me where you're from and us talking a little bit and then us getting into some EDC. All right, so when we're looking at today is some items from Sheildon. Now, I had never heard of this brand before, but it looked like they had some really good knives. Now, all of these knives came with this pretty decent little belt sheath. It's Velcro, but it's just a cheap little belt sheath. It's got a button on the back here that you can put it right on your belt. So if that's your thing, that's fine. But they also come with pocket clips. So this is a deep carry pocket clip. This is the Viper. Now check out, I want you to check out the blade shape on this, and I want you to tell me in the comment, tell me in the live stream, live chat, what blade shape you think this is. You ready? It's not all that weird, right? But it's a little stranger than you might think. You got a decent size sharpening choil on here. By the way, this is 154 cm blade steel, and so a very by no means is it trash, obviously, but 154 cm, as you can see there on the other side of the blade. And this is a powder, I believe this is a powder coated blade. It's a black blade. I really dig satin blades, but this is a cool black blade. And you've got a emblem right there, and then you've got some interesting icon up here, but you've got a cool, look at that curve across. I'll show you the whole one right here. Look at that curve going across the back. You've got that kind of angled right there. And you know what? El Navarro, E-I-E-N, excuse me, let me try this again. E-I-N, Navarro EDC. Recurved drop point is exactly what I thought of, right? And it's a weird looking blade. So this would not be something that you would be using for, I don't know what the application would be necessarily for here. So very interesting. I kind of dig it. But you got G10 scales on this, and again I said 154 cm blade, and that is your, by no means trash, but it's very mid-range. It's not, according to Stassa 23, Metal Complex, a couple of the other guys that talk about blade steels. I am very much a novice when it comes to talking about blade steels, which, by the way, I am not an expert. I never, let me rephrase that. I never, and never's a long time, I have never claimed to be an expert. Davo from El Paso, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. But I have never claimed to be an expert in any of these things. I just am an enthusiast just like you who got lucky one day with a couple of videos, and now I get to share really cool stuff with you as well. So yeah, I agree with you on that one, El Navarro. I think it's a recurved, kind of a curved drop point. And so I kind of dig it. I'm usually not one for, you know, Navarro. Okay, so I was right in, so it's El Navarro. Is that any relation, El Navarro, is that any relation to the Navajo Indians? Because I got to go on a mission trip to a Navajo Indian reservation out in Arizona, outside of Phoenix. And I have made some very good pals and friends out there. So, but again, thank you for being a part of it. So yeah, this is the Viper from Sheildon. We're talking about Sheildon knives, and not anything, I mean, it's kind of got this strange looking curvy shape. If you're a fan of that, that's pretty cool. I dig that orange G10. That's actually really cool for you know, Halloween haul, all time and everything like that. But Jordan, you say that you're not a big fan of steel snobs. If it's sharp and well taken care of, it will cut. Amen, brother. Amen, brother. Case in point, we're gonna talk to you about this little guy here at the end. Here at the end for a second. It's gonna be pretty good. Turk, don't know what you're talking about. You spamming us? Are you being a troll? What are you doing? Say something relevant. Okay, so we've got a couple different ones. Let's go with the other curved one here. Actually, let's take a break here. We've got 4 of these to talk about today. So anyway, what's going on in here? How you doing, Marty? Good to see you. This is a front flipper, and it's got a very interesting, check that out. I don't know if I dig the color, but you know, this is a front flipper. Now, I'm not good at front flipping, so do not laugh at me and do not give me some bad comments here, but got some arthritis going in these fingers right here, so I can't really do it. Anyway, this is a nice little spear point blade right here. Think of how much work was done with knives way before the so-called super steels. Yes. Now, Jordan, you know what? Well, let's back up. I'm getting ahead of myself with more knives here. Let's back up. Not a big fan of steel snobs. If it's sharp and it was taken care of, it will cut. Amen. Absolutely. Kathleen, I agree with you as well, and all sorts of stuff. And so when you're talking about steels, yes, in any, as a part of several, I consider myself to be a part of three very distinct groups. Retro gaming nerds, Apple tech nerds, I'm 2/3 nerd, and EDC, I guess EDC nerds too, EDC folk and stuff. And so that's my three kind of subcategory niches that I take part in. I just got lucky with some videos here on YouTube, and they hit pretty good, and the channel's doing extremely well, by the way. But I never understood the idea, the snobbiness behind blade steels. Like, I never understood people looking down on stuff. Now, granted, MagnaCut is great. I'm not buying something just because it's MagnaCut, though. I'm buying it because I like the knife. I'm buying it because, you know, it's going to be durable for me. And I understand that some blade steels are much more resilient than others. But for the longest time, and Kathleen, you are absolutely correct, there was so much work done with knives. There was so much stuff done with knives, case knives, carbon, 1095 carbon steel has been around for, you know, ever since the dawn of time. And so when we think about all that stuff, you're right, it doesn't really matter. But I'm still going to tell you what the steel is. I'm still going to tell you what kind of steel that we're looking at here. But all of these knives, by the way, are 154 cm, which, again, if you're thinking about the range of steels, durability, edge retention, all those technical things, then 154 is going to be right in the middle of the pack. Navarro, when people are fanatics of something, they lose focus on the purpose of a knife just by being a cutting tool, and no man's knife is above any other man's knife, just my opinion. Yeah, I think your opinion is correct. I think your absolutely opinion is correct. You got buckshot off of Amazon that you still use over my Kershaw. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. And I completely understand that. This is actually called the Colibri, not related to the font in Microsoft Word, but this is got this cool little skull right on here. It's got a cool little spear point. I'm not fond of, I mean, it's my personal style, but I'm not fond of the inlay here. If there was some more, I'm all about brighter colors in EDC, but I just don't dig this color combination necessarily, so it's fine. But this is really cool, and it's got kind of a frame lock, and you've got that front flipper right there. It's cool. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving on. This one is wicked. This one right here is wicked, and plus I dig a stonewash blade. But this is also a front flipper. Let me make sure to look up the I've got the names on a document here, the names of these knives. I was unfamiliar with Sheildon until, yeah, good. That's right, Kathleen. Good for a Lakers fan. There we go. Give that to a Lakers fan in your life. Ron Dobbins, good to see you, buddy. Marty says Fallout colors. Yeah, that would be Fallout colors. And you're not gonna have any problem picking this out of a bag. That's for sure. Sometimes I'll have a knife left in a bag and I don't even know that it's there because it's black, and it's black on black on black, which is the coolest. But at the same time, in a dark bag, you can lose it. So not gonna lose this bad boy. But this is really good. Ron, always appreciate you kind of being the cheerleader there and help me hitting the thumbs up. This is a front flipper. This wicked looking one right here. You've got a Warncliffe blade on this. Check that out right there. Check that out. ET, you've got a Baby Banter fixed. Man, I got that Baby Banter fixed and I cannot wait. I talked about it last week on the stream, but I cannot wait to get that into a video. I'm going to do a follow-up to the fixed blade video, and brother, I love that thing, and it's $60. Like it was, no, I don't even think it was $60. Like it was like 58 or something. It's really awesome. So really cool. Let me catch up on some of the comments here. You are saying too much. Let's see. Carry the Tool Pro foldable pocket knife as a multi-tool. Got it from my local car supply store, Jojo says. I use it every day at work. Jojo, what do you do for work? I'd love to know that. Like that straight edge. Yeah, that is absolutely straight. In fact, this is kind of a what you might call a modified Wharncliffe right here. Just picked up, Ron says, I just picked up an Asher Spyro Wharncliffe in blue carbon fiber. Dude, that's awesome. This G10, I'm kind of digging this blue G10. It's kind of got this little bit of a worn look right here, and that you've got a full G10 spacer right here, and you've got a nice deep carry pocket clip. But check that blade out. That is so cool, and I like how it tapers at the very top, and I like how you've got that nice big sharpening choil right there, but you've got some jimping on the top to where you can really get into that. You could really get some serious woodland, serious cutting done with this. 154 cm steel on that, in case you're wondering. Very cool. So the one you have, Davo from El Paso, is called the Rain. Sheildon sent me a trio of knives to review. That's a great knife, except for mine, the sample size of one had a bad case of lock stick. And I'm catching that as well. So I don't ever want to say anything bad on a channel, but this right here, I'm gonna have to talk to Sheildon about that. But this one right here is called the Pluvia. What, did you say it was called the Rain? It says, I've got the documentation here, says Pluvia, Davo. So I don't know which one of us is correct, but maybe Amazon or maybe the listing here on the web is incorrect. I don't know. Yeah, that lock has got some work to it's technically a frame lock right there, but it's got some play in it to where it doesn't exactly lock. So I'll have to talk to Sheildon about that for sure. So let's move on. The rest of these are good. I haven't seen that. So let's see. Ron, what is the name of that knife? Again, Davo says that it is the Rain, but I'm seeing that it says the Pluvia, Pluvia. And so we'll get some clarification on that, but I do love that blade. Jojo, you work at the marina. Cool. You clean there, but you're also health and safety coordinator, doing odd jobs, need your knife and multi-tools? Absolutely. Okay, Davo, I'm going to clarify that. Thank you very much. I stand corrected. I'm going to try to look that up. Maybe I'm looking at their Amazon listing from their actual store, so I don't know if that's correct or if they need to change that or if they changed the name of it. I've had it happen before. A place will send me a knife and then they'll change the name of it to something, and so Davo, I'll check that out. But thank you for the heads up on that, because I would not want to put a video out on these and have the wrong name on it, so I really appreciate that. Which baby banter fixie? You got the black and blue. I wanted the satin finish on the blade, so I got the green micarta, but I took off the lanyard that was on the edge, the end of it, and I put my own lanyard on it. Man, it is so nice. Cannot wait to talk about it. Bought it with my own money. NAFS did not send that to me, so we'll be talking about that in a follow-up fixed blade video. Thank you for asking, ET. Let's see here. Let's get to the next one here. We've got one more left on the Sheildon knives here. I'm trying to find the listing here. This one is interesting. Here we go. This is and again, I'm going to try to pronounce it here, the Hierophant. Hierophant. Let me spell it for you. Let me flip it out for you here. This one's wicked. This is the Hierophant. Hierophant. So like elephant, but Hierophant. So Hierophant. I'll let you see it there if you can barely read that. But check out that blade. It's got this mean curve to it. It's got a super cool drop point with super cool geometry on the top of it. Aggressive. I love jimping like that on the top of a blade. I love this one right here. No problem with the lock. Again, I will talk to the Sheildon guys about that. I'm sure that there was just a batch that was, it happens in manufacturing, but I'll talk to them about the Rain or Pluvia, whatever it's called. But this is a beautiful, you're right, Michael, this is a beautiful blade. Very minimal branding, 154 cm on this steel. This is the Hierophant, and it's got this curve. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you've got the same kind of, you got kind of a not bead blasted. This is a satin finish right here, satin finish, and you've got a nice pocket clip. I dig the clear G10 as a spacer, just to kind of give it a little bit of a flair. Love that. And it's got, of course, that cool curve to it. But if you see here, and it's hard to see, you've got this little rib right here that gives you this extra kind of grip. You see that little ridge right there that coming down? It's actually, if there ever was a knife that was sexy, this one could be sexy. I'd tell you that right now. And I like the pivot right here. I like having the pivot just have that minimal branding on it. But you've got a thumb stud. You've also got a index flipper right there. This one flips. This one's really great. This is my favorite out of all of them. Of course, you got this one, the blue one. You've got the Lakers fan, if you're a Lakers fan, right? Front flipper. And then you've got the Viper in the orange with the wicked curved blade. If you missed that, it's got that wicked kind of recurve drop point. But this one's my favorite. So let me know what you think about these in the comments. If you're watching this later and you see the live chat replay, you can comment below and let me know what you think. I just love the fact that that comes, I love this package right here. It's just really cool, and it gives that contour that you can just grip it right there. It's very, very neat. Very cool. All right, let's catch up on some comments. Beautiful blade. Yeah, it is beautiful. Davo, that is a nice knife. It is just wonderful. Just received Baby Banter Black and Blue, thinking of using it as a boot knife. It's so thin. It's so thin that it could easily be a boot knife. I immediately put a ulti clip on it, and it is wonderful. I don't have it with me here in the car. We're going to talk about one more knife, and I think you know which one it is. But I don't have the Baby Banter fixed with me in the car. But if you want to go buy one of those, and I bought mine, NAFS didn't send it to me. I don't have a relationship with NAFS, but NAFS, if you're watching, please get in touch. Let me know. If you want to buy one of those, they usually sell out pretty decently quick. They may be some left on the website, but both colorways, I know that they replace them pretty often. They kind of restock them pretty often. I had put notify me when available, and like 2 days later they were available, and I was able to go get one no problem. And it was shipped to me in like 2 days. It was better than Amazon shipping, so very, very cool. Let's see here. Davey M, Black and Blue boot knife. Yeah, it would work really well as a boot knife. It's so nice and so thin. Love knives, collect them. Have over 30 knives. Michael, good to go. I can't tell you how many knives I have, but they're outstanding. I love knives. Is what maybe one day we should talk about what got you into the hobby. What got me into the hobby was, I think, my father. And my father, God rest his soul, died about 2 years ago. And I'm sure you've seen, if you haven't seen my dad's EDC video, that's kind of what got me on this YouTube channel kick as it was. And so it's been very therapeutic and helpful. But yeah, very, very cool. Let's see, that would be cool. Ulti clip, 2.2 ulti clip on mine. I've got the I believe I've got the smallest ulti clip on mine. I need to buy like 4 more ulti clips, because now I have like 6 or 7 fixed blades. I don't know if you knew this, but in the fixed blade video that I put out, I said, I think my fixed blade collection is complete, because I only had about 3 or 4 of them, and I thought, I don't need any more. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was really, really stupid. Turns out there are a lot more really small fixed blades. We're going to talk about that Armis knife and tool one. That one's going to be cool. Very cool. I'd love to see more girly knives, more colors, more designs, more women carrying them, get into knife carrying. Don't get me wrong, I love the ones you show. I just love colors and designs. Absolutely. So if you like the colors and designs, you like what we saw today. Lakers colors. You got some orange right here. And I got me a pink CJRB pyrite. Super cool. Super cool. I should probably get me a pink or purple knife and give it away to one of the ladies on the channel. Do a ladies only giveaway. And I don't know how I would prove that necessarily, but I'm pretty sure that you know, we've got some on here. I really appreciate the ladies coming around. Have you seen the Victorinox Companion? Not the compact, the Companion. No, I have not. I've always make notes. Believe it or not, I always make notes on what you guys tell me, and I actually do look up all of this stuff, and there's a whole list of future videos. I don't know if you've noticed or seen people, but I feel like a lot of EDC channels kind of don't know what to talk about next. They're like, oh, what are we going to do our video on this week? Mine is the opposite problem. I have a list of 100, and I'm not joking, like 80 to 90 video ideas, shorts ideas, ideas to talk about things on the live stream here. My problem is just picking what comes next. So I'm very, not to say that I have all the ideas. I'm just saying that I've got a lot of stuff that I would love to talk about, and this is really, really cool. Let's see here. Haven't seen it either. Tops Knives has many small fixed blades on their site. They are on my list. I actually looked them up. I saw that a lot of people had recommended them, had recommended Cold Steel, had recommended a couple of different other brands that I got in touch with, and so hopefully I'm going to have a really nice little fixed collection, but also something to show off here on the channel. Yes, ladies only. You know what? We're going to do that. I don't know when exactly. It might have to be after the holidays, because the holidays are quickly and fast approaching. But it might be after the holidays, but we're going to do a ladies only giveaway. So congratulations, ladies. I'm going to try to get some prizes into your hands. I don't think I told you, but after you showed your card classic, I asked for one for my birthday and got one. How about that? How about that? The Card Classic is the SD, not the SD. It's a Victorinox credit card size tool, and so I'm sure you've seen those, but it's very, very cool. You know what, Davo? I have a buck from way back in the day. I had a buck. I carried around a buck in the Marines, actually. K-bars were even expensive. Big K-bar knives, fixed blades, were very expensive back then. But yeah, oh, the Roxxon Flex Companion. Yeah, I've got a little bit of that. And you said you got one incoming, so does that mean you're expecting one? That's awesome. Yeah, 7-Eleven had a pre-sale on their new inline ratchet from Leatherman. Flat bit adapters, that's what I've got. You're stepping on next week's live stream, but I have already tried it out. Here is the small, tiny little wrench. Preview. Sorry, you can't see anything until next Friday. I gotta space out the content. I can't put it all in one live stream. But yes, you are right. I've got one in here. Let me see if I can find it here. This one right here, I just used it today. This one's got the flat thing that you can put inside of a Leatherman arc, or any Leatherman tool that has the flat bits, which is a bunch of them these days. But you can use this in your flat bits. You can have a wrench with your multi-tool, a ratchet rather. Isn't that cool? That's just the stuff that people come up with, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Good to know you got that Roxxon coming, Castle Knight. Roxxon is awesome. Next Tool, I alluded to them. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about them. Next Tool, I've got one of their bigger multi-tools right here we're going to be talking about next week. So if you're a fan of multi-tools, make sure that you tune in next week. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is the knife that I have been carrying all week. I did not get sent the, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Civivi did send me the Yonder. Now, I don't know what it is about this knife, but the Yonder, it just, I don't know if it's because Zach in the Wild, you guys are familiar with Zach in the Wild. I don't know if it's because he designed it and he's just the coolest, nicest guy. I don't really know why, but this knife just speaks to me. It's incredibly simple. The crossbar lock has been done extremely well. Like, all crossbar locks are not created equal. This one, this is one of Civivi's very first crossbars, and this is just cool. You've got this awesome, again, I'll tell you the blade steel, 14C28N. 14C28N is a excellent budget, middle of the road, middle of the pack kind of steel. You can see Zach's kind of logo right there. Angelo, what's going on, buddy? And I just love the styling of this knife. You got that straight top. You've got an awesome jimping both on the liners and on the blade itself. The pivots are just very minimal with Civivi pivots right here. And of course, I don't have a complaint about the pocket clip. In fact, I love it. I love the fact that it's shorter, and I love the fact that this is probably this is a shorter knife because I've got decently big hands. In fact, if I put my hands around, if we compare the Sheildon here, this Heliofant, I can't say the name of it, I'm sorry, Heliofant, it is much bigger. You see how big my hands are. I have pretty decent size hands, but they're not huge. And yet my hands fit this very well. This knife, I hope they come out with a million variations of this because I might buy all of them. This is the dark green. They say it's dark green. It looks like black micarta to me. But it looks like dark green in some light. It looks like black in others. But this is the dark green micarta. Jordan, I agree with you. I don't know why it's going to win Knife of the Year. I mean, I do know why, because it's a very good knife. But there's nothing really incredibly special about it. It just has got that nice little, almost like a finger guard right there. You've got just a nice grip on it. It's got this nice big belly right here on the blade. It's a modified, kind of modified drop point Tanto style. And it's just wonderful. $58. $58 for this. From what I understand, my contact at Civivi said these are selling incredibly well. And so there will probably be, at the first of the year, and again, this is not sharing trade secrets or anything like that, or upcoming products or anything. She didn't say this, but a lot of people have told me independently they expect there to be a lot of different styles of this knife coming out relatively soon, if not for the holidays, but for that. So it's really good. Zach just did a marvelous job. Here's my little story about this knife. You ready for this? And then we'll close it up for the day. I'm at Blade Show Atlanta this year. I see Zach. He is at the Civivi booth. We were invited to the Civivi booth, a lot of the content creators and stuff, for that afternoon for drinks and different things like that. And we get there. Sam, EDC NC, he's there. He's my good buddy, by the way. If you don't follow EDC NC, that's EDC North Carolina. He is absolutely wonderful. He's got a great channel. He's a great guy. Anyways, so he and I are there. We're hanging out. We're checking out some Civivi prototypes. So if you go back and look at some of my shorts and videos that I shared around July of this year, then you'll see a lot of the prototypes from Civivi, things that are coming out right now. So I saw Zach and I just said, "Hey, Zach, I'm Chad. I'm a big fan." And he goes, "I know who you are." And I was like, "What? What?" And this guy is like incredibly well known in the community. So if you don't follow, Zach is not making videos anymore. He works for Worksharp now, which, by the way, I got some Worksharp stuff coming for you guys as well. But he works for Worksharp now, and I walked up to the Civivi booth. I'm sitting there. I introduced myself to Zach. He says, "I know who you are. I saw your grandfather's EDC video. I love your stuff. Keep doing great stuff." Made my whole day. Amazing stuff. And then he says, "I got a meeting with some of the Civivi designers over here, so I got to go." Nice to meet you. He goes over there and he talks about this knife. It was awesome. So very cool. I love Zach. He probably doesn't even remember that. He is an incredibly nice guy, and you can just tell that in his videos. So love, love, love that. And ET, yes, we do need to meet up at the next Blade. I will be at Blade Show Atlanta, but I believe that I'm going to be at Blade Show West this year. In fact, I regretted not going this year. I should have gone, but I'm making plans to go this next year. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the stream today. Had about 60 of you watching or so at one point. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Please buy from links on my videos. That helps out, and I put all these dollars, they just get put back into the channel. In my opinion, that's your best video. That's how I found your channel. Thank you, Jordan. Really appreciate that. That was seriously one of those. It's always the video that you spend the least amount of time on that everybody sees. So it's just amazing how that works. But I've had a little bit of success right there. I really appreciate it. Angelo, Marco, thank you so much for being here. Kathleen, Jojo, all of those, all of the regulars, thank y'all so much for being there. Ron, of course, Ron, appreciate that very much. And if you want to talk any about religious topics. You know, there's been a couple people that have messaged me asking religious questions. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I know who does. And that's the Bible, and that's Jesus. And so you guys have a great weekend. If you got any questions about that kind of stuff, please let me know. Really appreciate all of you. It's really, really wonderful to be able to have this live stream every week. So thank you guys very much. Go buy you a Yonder. Support Zach, support Civivi. Very cool. I'm not going to get any money from it, but I will have a dedicated video up on the Yonder very soon. Thank y'all so very much. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next Friday, 2 p.m. See you later.